These 10 rookies hit the jackpot in the NFL draft and are set up to be big-time contributors for your fantasy team as soon as the 2025 season. I'm going to spare you the Ashton Jeanty talk because I'm sure you've heard enough about him, and we all know he's set up perfectly in Las Vegas. Instead, let's start with RJ Harvey, who got the absolute nuts landing spot with the Broncos in the second round. RJ Harvey immediately slides in as the Broncos RB1, a role that has produced a ton of fantasy points in Sean Payton's offense over the years. Harvey will add some explosiveness to a Broncos backfield that desperately needed it. He joins a running back room that only consists of Audric Estime, a plotter, and Jaleel McLaughlin, who's a pass-catching specialist, and Tyler Bidet, who's a career backup. RJ Harvey will carry the load. He'll be a workhorse running back from day one. He will grind between the tackles. He'll be a threat to pop a long run at any moment. He may cede some passing downs work to Jaleel McLaughlin and some short yardage stuff to Estime, but overall, this is the RJ Harvey backfield. The Broncos are an ascending offense with a good young quarterback. They were in the top half of the league in rush attempts in 2024, and that was with a complete lack of talent at the running back position. Now they have RJ Harvey, who will be far more efficient than anyone who took snaps in that backfield in 2024. Harvey will be a top 25 running back in seasonal leagues and should be taken in the first round of dynasty rookie drafts as an immediate starter for your team. And then rewinding a little bit and going back to the first round, we had Tet McMillan go 8 overall to the Panthers. He's going to step right into the wide receiver 1 chair in Carolina as their outside X wide receiver. He will be that big-bodied playmaker that Bryce Young so desperately needs in that offense. He will be a force along the boundary, in the red zone. He's going to create yards after the catch. He can move around the formation and take snaps from the slot as well. Tet McMillan will command high target volume from day one. He won't quite be this year's Malik Neighbors, but we could see a discounted version of that type of usage for Tet McMillan. There's very little target competition in Carolina, and we did see Bryce Young make some significant progress in the second half of last season. Tet McMillan should clear 120 targets in 2025, and he could threaten double-digit touchdowns. He will certainly make an impact in fantasy football in 2025, and he should be drafted as the top wide receiver in dynasty rookie drafts. And sticking at the wide receiver position, let's go down a few rounds to the third round where the Patriots took Kyle Williams. The Patriots, they add a much-needed weapon for quarterback Drake May. Kyle Williams joins a thin wide receiver depth chart that includes a recovering and aging Stephon Diggs, Demario Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, and a couple of failed rookie picks from a year ago. He has a chance to play a significant role from day one with this team. Kyle Williams brings an explosive element to a Patriots offense in desperate need for some playmaking ability. He'll be a versatile weapon who can line up in the slot or out wide. He'll win with speed vertically as well as create plays after the catch. The team will enjoy getting the ball in his hands quickly on screens and letting him get to work. I love this landing spot for Kyle Williams. He's going to get plenty of time to work with Drake May in training camp and preseason while Stephon Diggs is still working his way back from his ACL injury. He could be the wide receiver 1 in week 1. He's going to make a major impact on this team right away. And we could say the same thing at the running back position for Quinshon Judkins. He got the draft capital and the landing spot. He immediately steps into a workhorse role in Cleveland. He's an obvious Nick Chubb replacement with similar build and skill set as Nick Chubb. He is going to carry the ball 15 plus times every single game. He's going to give us plenty of weeks with 20 plus carries, 25 plus carries. Now, Judkins will mostly work on early downs, but he's good enough as a receiver to be a quality outlet out of the backfield when asked to do so. In the red zone, Quinshon Judkins will be the go-to guy out of this backfield with plenty of touchdown upside. Judkins projects to be an immediate contributor in fantasy football. He should be considered an RB2 for the 2025 season and is absolutely in the conversation to be the second running back drafted in dynasty rookie drafts behind Ashton Jeanty. I'm going to Murray and Hampton, but I wouldn't argue with anybody who wanted to take Quinshon Judkins if you're looking for that immediate contributor in dynasty leagues. But speaking of drafting, this time of year, I am itching to do as many rookie drafts as humanly possible. I'm guessing you're probably the same way. So when I discovered the FastDraft app, it literally changed everything for me. They have rookie-only tournaments where you just draft rookies. And you're doing it against real people for real money. The prize pools are fantastic and the drafts literally take just 5 minutes. I love the app so much that FastDraft actually gave me a promo code to share with you. So when you sign up on FastDraft, use code YARDSPER and they're going to generously match your first deposit up to $50. That's promo code YARDSPER on FastDraft. Let's draft rookies with no limits. And one of the best values that's happening right now on FastDraft is Kaleb Johnson. The Steelers, they replaced Najee Harris with Kaleb Johnson in the 3rd round. Johnson does a lot of the same things as Najee Harris, but he actually may be a more explosive and more efficient version. Johnson is a between the tackles grinder with juice. He fits the typical Steelers running back profile to a T. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful, he runs with physicality and toughness, and he can handle all the touches the team asks him to take. Johnson will team up with veteran Jaylen Warren in the Pittsburgh backfield, and they'll likely create a similar dynamic as what we saw with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren over the last few years. Warren will be that change of pace guy and passing downs back that he's been, and Johnson will be the workhorse in a similar role as what we got from Najee Harris. And this belief was confirmed by Mike Tomlin's post-draft press conference, where he used the phrase high volume carries multiple times when talking about Kaleb Johnson. We can project him for somewhere between 250 to 275 carries, about 1,000 to 1,200 rushing yards, 7 to 10 touchdowns, and about 30 receptions in 2025. Draft him as the RB5 or RB6 in dynasty rookie drafts with the expectation that he's an immediate contributor for your team. There's a real chance that he finishes as the 2nd highest scoring rookie running back in 2025. I don't think that's crazy. And going back to wide receiver, Tre Harris, the Chargers drafted him in round 2. They were in desperate need of a receiving weapon to man the outside, while last year's breakout rookie, Ladd McConkey, eats in the middle of the field. Harris brings that size and a vertical skill set to the LA offense. He will immediately become the number 2 option in the passing game and be a perfect complement to McConkey. Tre Harris will man the X and occupy the deep and outside quadrants of the field. He will be a guy that Justin Herbert can look to for downfield shots, red zone targets, while also providing some pop after the catch as well. Essentially, he's going to be what the Chargers hoped they were going to get out of Quinshon Judkins when they drafted him in 2023. The passing volume will be a little bit low in Los Angeles, and McConkey is definitely going to continue to be the top option. However, Justin Herbert's efficiency and big arm should be enough to help Tre Harris be a productive asset for fantasy football. We're probably looking at like a wide receiver 4 level of production in year 1 with a chance to be a low-end wide receiver 2 in future seasons. He warrants dynasty rookie draft consideration as early as the late 1st round. Let's go a little bit deeper. Let's fast forward all the way to the end of the NFL draft where the Chiefs selected Brashard Smith. This is the dream landing spot for Brashard Smith despite the 7th round draft capital. Smith played just 1 season of running back in college after spending his first 3 as a reserve wide receiver at Miami. He looked like a natural out of the backfield, though, utilizing his impressive combination of speed, acceleration, and quickness to be a big-time playmaker at SMU. He deploys a variety of moves to evade tacklers in the open field and in close quarters. And once he sees daylight, Brashard Smith is a real threat to take the run all the way to the end zone. He's incredibly explosive, and he runs in the 4.3s. He has a shot to carve out a Jerick McKinnon-like role in this offense. And naturally, as a former wide receiver, Brashard Smith possesses above-average receiving skills for the running back position. He has good hands, excellent ball skills, and he's got the ability to run any route from the backfield. He will also line up in the slot or out wide. He's going to run real wide receiver routes. They can use him just like they did Jerick McKinnon and maybe even expand that role beyond for Brashard Smith. So much upside for him in this Kansas City offense. That offense missed having an explosive element last year. Brashard Smith is going to bring that back. Now, I want to finish things off with 3 guys we're going to combine them into one spot. Mason Taylor, Elijah Arroyo, and Terrence Ferguson. These were the second round tight ends. I wanted to lump these guys together because they're all in a similar situation with similar upside and a shot to make a significant year one impact. Mason Taylor, for example, he lands with the Jets, who are desperate for a secondary receiving option outside of Garrett Wilson. And the tight end room there is full of a bunch of Jags. Mason Taylor can step in and be a difference maker from day one. And then Elijah Arroyo, he's going to have a little bit more competition, but he can absolutely beat out Noah Fant and AJ Barner at tight end. And then there's a real possibility that he rises above MVS and a Dusty Cooper Kupp to be the team's number 2 option in the passing game. Keep an eye on Elijah Arroyo and how this situation plays out in training camp and preseason. He could have that year one impact. Gotta love this landing spot for him. And then Terrence Ferguson, same thing. He will need to beat out Tyler Higbee and Kobe Parkinson, but that's doable. And then at that point, he's the third option in the passing game behind Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. The Rams don't have a true number 3 wide receiver, so whoever is starting at tight end is probably going to be that guy. I love Ferguson's chances, and I love his upside in that offense. But let me know in the comments, what do you think of these rookie landing spots? Do you agree with my take on them? Disagree with any? Who would you add to this list? There's definitely others worthy of being on here. Let me know. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more rookie content coming your way over the next few days and weeks. And next up is going to be the rookies who are doomed. You're not going to want to miss that one. And if you want to learn more about this rookie class, you can find everything you need to know in our free rookie guide available right now at yardsperfantasy.com. We'll be updating it with post-draft analysis for every single fantasy relevant player later this week. Link is in the description.